All I know is excellence. 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 Dedicated to my people who never had shit. I'm so smooth like it just in fabric.
Yes, we always expound and speak on education. Now, not only did our brother here, Ochanda, go to school and get a degree, but he got a degree within a trade, which means that he's in a position where he can name a price and not have to work for nobody.
Drop a Kush bomb.
Now, Ochanda, for the viewership, the listenership, and the youngsters across the world, we speak on education.
Facts.
Please speak on what it means to actually learn something where it's never going to diminish and it's going to go as long as you want it to. Because it's a trade.
Absolutely.
This is a talent.
Yeah. It's a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill.
Like our Baba Achuoka had said, when you come to America, oftentimes not on your own accord, you know, you need a skill.
Yes, and it takes time. It takes effort, it takes discipline.
Facts.
So before we do that, how about you just give us a little background on where you was at when the pandemic hit and how that affected not only your journey, because it's not easy in a vacuum. It's not easy to do what you did, but especially with the adverse effects of a pandemic, you know, that takes real grit, man, real grind, real dedication. So please just expound on your experience during these last year and couple months, I say.
Shout out to Fargo Moorhead.
Yeah.
So when I first heard about COVID-19, they haven't said it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, y'all.
Yeah.
When I first heard of COVID-19, it was through a classmate, and he was stating that, hey, Ochanda, you know, there's this virus that's coming from China. Man, I think like they're going to shut everything down. And I was thinking like H1N1, SARS, West Nile.
Right.
Like
West of the Nile.
West of the Nile virus. Like I was thinking that come on, this is not gonna be that big of a deal. Yeah, man, we're gonna, you know, everything's gonna happen on the opposite hemisphere of the earth. Yeah. And so then that was in January where he started talking about that.
January 2020?
2020.
Okay, yes, sir.
The historian has entered the building.
Yeah, the R-storian.
He's entered the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're just creating perspective.
Nice glasses, by the way, man.
Aesthetics has changed, man.
No, aesthetics and the price of KK went up because you're shining so much. You got glasses now.
I think Kush got an independent deal or something. Like, he looking a little different right now. He getting a different bag right now.
Drop a Kush bomb.
Drop a Kush, man.
Speaking of which, man, keep us grounded, keep us solid. Yes, I'm a little bougie today. Bad and bougie at that.
Shout out to the Migos, man.
So my brother, yes. January 2020.
So yeah, January 2020, I'm getting this news. Fast forward all the way until March. I'm on spring break with the rest of my classmates, and we get a text message and an email from the school stating spring break has been extended another week. And you know, just like anybody else, I was enjoying myself. So I said, bet, hey, bring it.
Say less.
Say less.
Let's do it. You know, I was actually in a pool. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah,
I like swimming. For those that have pools in your backyard, invite Kush Convos to your backyard, man.
We swim by the ocean, too.
That's facts.
Mombasa, what's up?
Facts.
TZ, what's going on?
Facts. Luanda, Angola.
Mozambique.
What's good?
We are the diaspora.
So I was in a pool. And I get out of the pool and I get the notification. I'm like, all right, great. So I extend my spring break.
Yes, sir.
That week extends, and then we get another text message the following Friday saying spring break is now extended again. I'm in this chat group with the rest of my electrical students, electrical majors, and they're saying, don't be surprised, guys, if we just go through online classes for the rest of the year. Now, what's interesting about that, fellas, is that I'm in a trade, just like HVAC,
right?
Just like carpentry, just like plumbing. We really need to do hands-on work before we go out to the field.
These are human necessities, by the way.
You really have to be outside, huh?
We have to be outside.
as the young folks will call it.
We have to be outside.
We outside, shouting.
Remember in the intro episode, I told you guys that this guy would be about the humor?
Listen, we back outside.
Charged up Maxwell.
This guy. I love y'all, man.
I love you too, bro.
I love us.
So when they said that, I'm not gonna lie, like I got concerned because how are we as trade students going to be able to do online work? Right. Like how can I wire something online? This doesn't make none of it made any sense to me.
I mean, there's wireless options out there. Like.
Now, honestly, let me ask you this. I mean,
10 points.
At the end, 10 points. Steph Curry from 3. Let me say this. What was going through your mind at the moment? Because as you said, you're studying for a trade, which means that you're not going to school for just general education and a typical 2-year, 4-year degree. You're going there to learn something, and you might actually have to be hands-on with it. So what was going through your mind when they said that this delay is coming on and such and so forth?
Before I could even think about like what was going on,
yes, sir.
Then they finally sent us an email and said classes will now be resumed online for the rest of 2019-2020 academic year.
Wow. Okay.
So I said, thank you. Now, how am I gonna? So for those that may or may not know that are not in the trades, oftentimes trade school students, the summer comes and that's when school ends. And a lot of us seek out job opportunities for summer apprenticeships in the field.
Yes.
So I was thinking that I'm going to go out into the field and not know what I'm doing because I've just been doing this online, and I'm not going to say what students often do when there's online classes, but let's just say I did that.
Yes, sir.
I took that same route. And so I didn't really learn anything because I'm not in the classroom. I'm not doing labs. Those in-person labs are clutch. A little our story, Booker T. Washington developed Tuskegee Institute. And Tuskegee Institute started off as a trade school. Big shout out, man. Yes, I bless Booker T. Washington.
God bless that great.
And so the first students of Booker T. Washington's School of Tuskegee were trade students.
You say?
The HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical. So why I bring that up is that it's literally a hands-on experience with any of these majors. So I'm thinking, I don't have the knowledge to go out and do this. I'm not prepared.
You see, right now he just mentioned something that's so important, because within the journey and the process of manifesting what our brother Ochanda was going through, he was bombarded with the pandemic, which inhibited him being able to pursue his passion and his dream within the school, just like our ancestors within the Tuskegee, you know? Now, when the Tuskegee Airmen were actually given that first fleet to actually fly in the air, all they knew what was taught in the community at the Tuskegee Institute. So they wondered to themselves, are we ready? You know? So another version of manifesting what we might have been through time. So salute to you, my brother.
I appreciate it. Now, my question to you guys is,
yes, sir.
What was going on with your guys' lives when the COVID-19 came to the United States and started shutting down everything and anything?
Yes, sir. I mean, for me, as you guys know from the very first episode, I'm a young parent. We can get to my journey here in a second, but I know that towards the end of the year and at the beginning of the pandemic.
Wait. How many children are you a parent to? Let's give them a shout out.
I got 2 young kings.
Yeah.
I got 2 sons.
Yeah.
Drop a Kush bomb.
I got Kush
for them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're proud.
Yeah.
I
Baba
hope that-
Kush.
Baba Kush.
Baba Kush.
Baba Lao.
Baba Kush, Baba Lao. Shout out to Diamond Platinums, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, as I was saying, I mean, I'll get to what I went through as you were asking here, brother. But I know for a fact that towards the end of 2019, early 2020, as the pandemic became about, our brother William here actually took a trip back home. So we could speak on his manifestations and his transgressions from there to now. William, if you would shed some light to our viewership and listenership here on what it's been since everything has went on.
Okay.
Let's get it, my brother.
So, similar to Ochanda, he said he was on spring break, right?
Yes, sir.
I was also on holiday, as we call it back home in East Africa. I was on holiday, right? I just celebrated my birthday. I was there, I was somewhere in East Africa. So I'm in East Africa.
Yeah.
Celebrating my birthday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so good. I actually don't want to come back.
Sir.
I'm like, man, I got to figure out a way I can get US dollars and live like back home.
Yes, sir.
Nothing, like no part of me like wanted to go back. And around that time, like from November to starting like the new year, that's when it's like wedding season, right? So there was actually a very big wedding coming up that I wasn't able to attend. And one of those reasons I couldn't attend was because I was actually starting grad school in January. So I actually had to come back, like to file my taxes and do all my FAFSA and all that stuff. So I had to literally come back. So when I get back, it's like January, right? It's cold, man. Like, it's cold. I just came from like sunny days and Yamachoma.
Snowman
season. Skylaxing.
Let's go.
Yeah, snowman season.
So I come back. It's like, man, it's different when you come back from Africa and you come back in the wintertime over here.
Yes.
It's like your body just can't adjust to it, right?
Right.
So I'm damn near like depressed. I'm just like, man, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here?
I'm depressed just hearing this.
Yeah,
Kush.
I'm like, what am I doing? Like I was just chilling, like chilling back home, enjoying life, eating mangoes like Diddy at that pool, So I get back. Now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna grind it out. Like I'm gonna grind it out. And I'm gonna find a way to get back home.
Yes, sir.
So I'm in the process of that. And then I think like February hits, we start hearing like these rumblings about like some virus from China, So I'm like, okay, whatever. Just like you said, I was like, whatever, man. Because I was in Africa last time when what do they call that? Ebola. When Ebola, there was an outbreak of Ebola. I was in Africa, and it was just it was in too few countries in West Africa. I'm not downplaying it, but at that time the outbreak wasn't crazy. But they're already talking about like banning people from Africa coming. Like, and I'm an American citizen, right? But they're like, anybody that's in Africa, they can't really come back like that, right? So I was there last time when a pandemic happened, or epidemic, I guess, because it was more contained. So I'm just thinking like, whatever, man. This is just one of those things like West Nile virus, all that, man. I'm like,
you thought it was a plandemic, not a pandemic.
Yeah, now we turned into a bandemic.
Yes.
But
shout out to the stacks.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, shout out to the
Stacks
stimmies.
on deck. Where's the big Draco?
Yeah.
Well, but so now the rumblings get louder. I'm still like not believing it. And then the NBA shuts down, bro. Like that's when I was like, dude, like what's going on? Like they're talking about complete shutdown. You can't leave your crib. So in my mind, I'm like, if I would have knew, like if I would have been Captain Foresight and knew like that this was gonna happen, I would have just stayed in Africa. Like I would have just been chilling, eating mangoes, right? But people up, like our viewers are gonna be like, yeah, this guy is tripping. Like you want to be in Africa during a pandemic. But if you look at the numbers, Africa is probably one of the most least affected places on the continent. To the chagrin of many.
Let's go.
Even Bill Gates was like, yo, what's going on? Like I predict 10 million deaths in Africa, but it's not happening.
Nah. We eat good over there.
We eat good. We eat natural.
We eat plant. We eat good. We sleep good.
Oh my God.
Non-organic. Hey, we eat that real organic, man.
Yes, my brothers.
The real organic. So I was just like, man, I wish I would have just been in Africa, man. Like I wish. So now I'm like, okay, I'm here. I started school, so that really kept my mind occupied. I was able to just like, lock down and just focus and do what I had to do.
Yes, sir.
And even on the intro episode, we mentioned how this whole podcast came up, right? We started talking about this like during the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So as much as I like didn't enjoy it, it's clearly didn't enjoy it, a lot of good things came out of it on my end specifically. And RIP to everyone that passed away, everyone that lost somebody.
Yes, sir.
It's very unfortunate. But I feel like in life in general, especially where we come from, you always got to turn like lemon into lemonade, no matter what you get, no matter what you're handed. So on one end, it was very difficult just worrying about your family members, man, all the time. Like, even worrying about where you got to go because you don't want to infect your family member. So as much as we went through with the stress, I feel like it put us in a position where we had to like manifest this. And here we are.
Those are strong and powerful words, my brother. For sure.
I'm going to hand it back to you, Kush.
No, for sure, man. man, honestly, just kind of indulging and soaking in the words that my brothers have spoken here. Shout out to my brother here, graduated with a trade. All the youngsters, viewership, listenership, whether you're listening or watching on YouTube, shout out to Kush Combos TV. Like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe, excuse me. The pandemic, for me, I knew it kind of was something, and I had to take it serious because, like I've explained before, you know, I got 2 young sons.
Yeah,
in this world.
Baba Kush.
So, but it's Baba Kush, not Bubba Kush.
Oh,
Baba Kush. No, for me, it kind of meant something out the gate because last time I saw anything that kind of impacted the country was 9/11. You know, so this was the first time since I was maybe 10 or 11 years old that the whole country had to put their whole vehicle on neutral for a sec. So for me, it was a chance to kind of focus in and zero in on what's important. You know, for the longest time, you know, I focused on taking care of my sons.
As you should.
Being that provider, you know, making sure their mom is good, making sure they're good. And not so much even really worrying about myself. I mean, you guys are my brothers, you know me. There's not so much that I really even concerned for.
Right.
But the beauty that came within that darkness and that light at the end of the tunnel that we've been talking about was that I got a chance to learn to dream again.
Damn.
Because within the pandemic, I got a chance to be reacquainted with my brother William. You know, we haven't really got a chance to be close over the years because of just life in general and him being international Maxwell. And, you know, my little brother here.
yo,
Being on his journey and taking care of everything.
yo.
But all insights of everything, which is why that everything that came together, I really feel like it was a moment to really manifest something. And like I said a little bit ago, I got a chance to learn to dream again. All I really wanted to do was provide and take care of my sons. Now I got a chance to really do something and not even really be something. Because for me, I really think I'm just boom at the end of the day. I'm boom quit.
That's more than enough.
That's more than enough. But I got the beauty, the luxury, and the opportunity and the blessing to be with you and be with you. Ochanda and South Sudan Max at that. Shout out to my brothers.
You better make me shed a gangster tear behind these glasses, behind these lokes.
Hey, the lokes, it's the Birdman teardrop. But no, for real though, we got a chance to manifest something. And where we are today is a chance to manifest and speak on how we've been impacted by everything we've been going. We've been healing, and through healing, we've created. So that's where I'm at. Thank you all, my brothers.
No problem, man.
Because as you said, man, life is more than just a 9 to 5. Boom, what you gonna do on top of that? And
speaking of,
yes, sir. Go ahead.
You said like 9 to 5, right? So the pandemic comes right into the United States.
Yes, sir.
Man, places of work start shutting down.
Yes, sir.
They start moving remote. They start just ending, right?
Yes,
they say like 40% of restaurants didn't come back. Now, I fortunately, right, that first year, because I went to a 2-year trade program. So when the pandemic first came and then they said that the academic year would just resume online, the end of May came and that was the end of my first year of my 2-year program. And
May 2020, that is?
Yeah, May of 2020.
Yes, sir.
And so I started my assignment as an electrical apprentice for a local contractor in the city that I had lived in.
Shout out to Fargo Moorhead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
Fargo Moorhead, we love y'all.
So, I mean, some of us love it. So
You're showing us love, though. That's one of our top viewerships, man.
we love Africa more, man.
Yes, sir.
I was very, very fortunate where other people were losing jobs. Not only did I have a job as an electrical apprentice for a contractor, but I also have a CDL and I was also a bus driver. So I would work Monday through Thursday, 12-hour days. So by Thursday afternoon, I'd say probably by 11 a.m. on Thursdays, I'd be done as an electrical contractor. I'd take the rest of Thursday off. And then Friday, Saturday, I'd be a bus driver.
So you were the hardest working man in Fargo Moorhead.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
During a pandemic, like,
So you turn a pandemic into a pandemic?
man, listen, let's just say that unfortunately there was people that I knew personally that lost jobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's a thing.
But and they would constantly ask me, like, what are you going through? And I would tell them, I didn't lose my job. As a matter of fact, I gained another job because like I had a CDL. I had another skill. I could drive a commercial vehicle.
no, that's, and I love that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm
sound like
sorry.
a China now.
No. But no, no. But my brother, let me ask you this,
Please.
Within the pandemic, escalating into what it is, what kept you motivated and grounded to actually acquire another job as people are actually losing positions? You know, what kept you so solid, my brother?
So before I ended my first year as an electrical student, an electrical technical student, I already was driving the bus during the school year. So I'd get off of classes and I would just go jump in the bus and drive the city bus. So then when the school year ended, shout out to the city that I lived in.
Fargo Moorhead.
That bus company was already having me as a part-time worker. And then I told them that, hey, once the summer comes, I'm going to be an electrical apprentice full-time. They said, no worries, as long as you can just work weekends. So it flowed really well. Like Nyasai said, Ochanda, I got you. That, like, one of the things that, like,
I got you. God's a promise. I got you.
Shout out to the 254, man. Yeah. You got blessed with one hell of a guy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Y'all better put him in whatever museum.
Let's get it.
Museum.
Seriously. Other people don't like to be this confident. Yeah. I'm one hell of a, and I say this in this context, right?
Yes, sir, brother.
I've been blessed in my life, man. Really, 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 really blessed. Really blessed.
Drop a Kush bomb.
Not only just from having 2 skills, not only from being able to go to school, not only from being able to afford my life, right? I'm not saying that I'm rich by any.
It's expensive. Just like that shirt, he gonna.
Not only I'm not a man that asks for much, right? I'm not rich, right? But we're gonna get, wealthy to provide an economy for those in Africa. Trust and believe that's coming. But I've been blessed in a way where even when a pandemic happens, literally I'm resourceful enough that there are resources around me that say, don't worry, we're gonna get you through that. And that's what it was. I was a bus driver during school. A bus driver. You understand?
That's true. Now, honestly,
and that's being exposed. This is a pandemic, guys. So you're actually being exposed to hundreds of people, maybe more than that, that day. How did that make you feel? Like every day you're like, man, I know at least like 30 or 40% of the people coming up on here.
Read my whole question.
Yeah. They got that thing on them, like.
One thing.
They got that Luol Deng with a bang.
One of the things. Shout out to Luol Deng.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to the foundation.
So what's interesting for me is that I just kept telling myself, as long as like I'm washing my hands regularly, as long as I'm taking a shower when I get home, as long as I'm eating right. I tried to, I already don't eat bad as it is. I cook my own meals. Yeah, that beef stew, I know how to make that too. Yeah.
Ever controversial.
with of course, ugali. But as long as I was doing the necessary, getting exercise regularly, just living a healthy life, I was going to be good. I know that's very, very confident and controversial to say. I really didn't have much of a worry. The only worry that I had was how fast vaccines could get out. For the rest of the individuals that would come on the bus.
Yes, sir.
That's the only thing that I would, because I knew that the numbers were climbing of hospitalizations and of course death.
Yes, sir.
So I was just more worried about everybody else that didn't have the opportunity to exercise every day, that didn't have an opportunity to wash their hands. Because soap, I don't know, I don't have the numbers on this, but I saw that when you would go to these grocery stores, right? Soaps, waters, toiletries, they would run out.
Yes.
And the places that had those, they would increase the price.
Shout out to capitalism.
Supply and demand.
What about y'all? Kids. What about you guys? Because you guys, of course, I know, you had your situation and you had your situation. What went through your guys' head? Now it's summer 2020. Yeah. And there's still no vaccines for the rest of the individuals that want to take it.
Summer 2020 is an interesting time for me because as the pandemic is actually accelerating into what it would become and as lethal as it is, I went from working production work to actually working at the hospital. So I got a first-hand witness to actually see how this was actually affecting us. I watched levels of hospital go from one side COVID to one side not COVID, to whole levels COVID and whole levels not COVID, to the point where there was no room to leave anyone that had COVID. And eventually the two hospitals of the metro, shout out to the 402, they had to congregate with one another and actually utilize each other's resources. Yeah. Which was a beautiful
thing.
Like
we do back home in Africa.
There you go, exactly. So for me, I got a chance to really, once again, there's not much that I do as a man that raises two sons, you know what I'm saying? So life as it is has always been simple, and my life is limited to a few things. But since the pandemic has happened, man, I've actually lost maybe 12 to 15 pounds,
Just from eating better?
Weight, healthy weight.
I'm a whole vegetarian now.
Whoa.
Not a vegan yet. Not a vegan.
But a vegetarian.
But a vegetarian.
Seriously?
Yes.
So no shrimp?
No shrimp.
No steak?
No fish.
Nothing like that?
No
chitlins?
No chitlin.
Whoa.
No chitlin.
That sounds boring.
No beef stew, man.
No beef stew?
No beef stew, bro.
Mama tayo.
No walla walla.
So honestly,
no nyamachowa?
I was at my mama's house, man.
Yeah.
And like always,
shout out to her.
I love you, mama, by the way. Shout out to all of our mamas. They all
love you, mama.
Now, I was at the house, and she seen me skimming through the stew.
Oh, Lord, that's a violation.
Are you disgusted? Like I said, I don't eat no more meat.
Yeah.
What? that nor what, you know? But I'm like, Mama, I don't eat no more meat, She was like, okay, why didn't you just say that? I can make the food for you,
Oh, man.
So shout out to all the moms out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Lokadish. Shout out to Mama Toto. And
shout out to Mama Ochanda.
Yeah.
They all out there.
Man.
Mama Kush.
For me, that's honestly the only thing that's changed is that I'm actually back in hooping body.
Wait, you was a hooper?
Let's not get started.
That boy.
Oh yeah, he was nice, huh?
Young D Wade.
The man was deadly. The man was deadly.
You had a shot, huh?
I had everything.
Dribble.
But how do you want me to do it?
What doesn't he have?
Speaking of having, what did you have or you didn't have also during summer 2021, leading into fall? Or sorry, summer 2020, leading into fall 2020. What was going on with you?
So as I said, I was in school. Like now at this point, I'm like, I can't go nowhere. So
you were in grad school?
Grad school, yeah.
And then by the way, let the audience know, like, what is your major? You're a graduate student?
Yeah.
For what?
So I'm in a program. I'm in a master's program.
Master's?
Yeah, in international relations and development. On a school on the East Coast. I don't want to divulge too much.
International Maxwell.
It's on the East Coast.
Bro, who is this
Luxury
man?
Local Deech.
Imagine.
I travel the world quietly.
Wardrobe.
So
Wardrobe William.
Worldwide William.
Worldwide. It's real when you make your own nickname.
Can I take it on the jokes too?
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
Yeah,
My
go ahead. Let's stay solid.
Yeah. Stay grounded.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, man, I love to travel. Like that's my thing. It's actually I used to, in the mental health episode I mentioned, I used to buy a lot of shoes, guys. Like I used to spend my money on frivolous things. All right. Once I started traveling, I was like, yo, these are like experiences that are priceless. There's no amount of money that I can exchange to get this feeling. So I started investing my time in travel and experiences.
Yes, sir.
So when I get stressed out, like, because working, this is in this society we live in, man, like we all get burnt out. Mental health is a real thing. Self-care is a real thing. So my form of self-care was traveling, experiencing new things. So when I was cut off from that, I was like, man, like something just doesn't feel right. Like I just feel off. It's funny that we just started talking about mental health, but I was like, yo, like I started noticing things like changing. I'm like, dude, like I don't feel the same. Like I feel off.
Yes, sir.
So the hardest thing for me was not being able to go and not being able to travel and not being able to see like my family, things like that. which we all went through. But what I really did was I just focused my energy on just trying to graduate, like as fast as I can, so I can go back. Because I'm like, honestly, I kind of flipped it. I was like, you know what? That's cool. Because like in 2 years, because I don't know how long that was going to last. Like we're still in it right now.
Yeah.
So it's like by the time this is over with, I'll at least have like, you know, I have my master's. So and I'll be in a position to do other things in life. So that's what kind of kept me motivated and kept me striving for something. Because I think the biggest thing is like when you don't have something to strive for, and then you're in a pandemic where you can't get away from yourself. You can't get away from your thoughts. You can't get away from like.
You can't escape that mental mirror.
You can't escape it,
You're
man.
there, yeah.
You gotta look at that man in the mirror every day.
There you go.
You gotta be like, yo, I know the world's going crazy outside, but am I getting better every day? Am I bettering myself? You know, learning, having to work out at home. Like, I tried to go buy like some dumbbells, couldn't find them, man. Like. You couldn't find anything at the time, so
it was over with, man.
Even exercise equipment?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
First thing I tried to go do was I couldn't go to the gym. That was one of my other forms of self-care.
Yeah, because they were closed. Yeah.
So I was like, dude, everything I want to do is closed.
No wonder people was like, yo, really going through it mentally, huh?
Mm-hmm.
See, now, with that being said, my question to you, brothers. I mean, we've understood.
Those shades are so cold, bro.
Hey,
It's so cold.
Hey, let me know if y'all like this. Comments.
Hit the
YouTube,
like button.
Viewership, please let me know if y'all rock with this style. But if not, I'm gonna go back to the plain tees. You know, but what I was gonna ask is, how did y'all cope with everything that was going on? Now, William, you spoke on the fact that there were so many levels of things that you used to actually just kind of get away from reality every day. Now, you couldn't even buy yourself dumbbells. You just couldn't go to the gym. How did you find coping methods, or what were your mechanisms to try to cope and actually heal or just keep the trajectory of what's going so you don't actually go down under but stay afloat while everything is going down?
You know, one of the things that was, I could say was beneficial.
Yes, sir.
I started checking in on people more that I care about.
Facts, that's true. Yep.
You know, I'm terrible with my phone. Like, I know, I apologize to all my cousins and friends out there. Like, yo, you don't call enough. Like, I'm a terrible phone person, you know. So I was like, man, like, it's no excuse. Like,
You're home.
Yeah, I'm home. Not only that, like, that's not even the reason, but it's like, now I'm generally concerned about people's like mental like well-being, because I know if I'm going through this, like, I consider myself a pretty mentally tough person, you know. But I'm like, if I am feeling this, I already know like people around me are going through the same thing, if not worse.
For sure.
Right. So it just put me in a position where I was more empathetic, man, to people, right? And that's one thing that is still, because we're, like I said, we're still in this, and I don't think it's gonna go away. Like now, it's like I feel weird if I don't check in on my people all the time.
Good, man. Drop a Kush bomb, man.
Drop a Kush bomb. Yeah, we haven't dropped a Kush bomb in a while, but.
So yeah, for me, that's kind of just my coping method. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like just touch base with my people all the time, whether it's just cracking jokes or just seeing how you doing, like, hey, like, what's up, like. So that helped me cope as much as it helped with other people that I was trying to like reach out to. It also helped me cope as well.
Yes, sir.
How did I cope? He said he would check on his friends and family. I would check my bank account because the government of the United States dropped stimmies. My goodness. On top of those 2 jobs that I had, the government said, you need more money.
Yeah.
And I got no kids.
And I imagine I'm not a parent.
That we know of. You
go ahead, bro.
I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
I'm not married. And I would take that. Of course, I would invest. You know, I would invest in the stock market, and then I would pay rent. I would pay rent in advance. Seriously. So the first stimmy, I believe it was like $1,200, right?
Yeah, I didn't get the first one.
Oh, you didn't get the first one?
I got the first one. I didn't get the second one.
You didn't get the first. Okay. So the first one, I believe, was like $1,200. I paid my rent in advance, and then I had that extra money, so I would invest it. And so that's how I would cope. I would just say to myself that, hey, I'm gonna sit on this money that I'm making.
Yes, sir.
Free money. I want to say this again. Drop a Kush bomb because there's a lot of countries that didn't do that.
That's
this
true.
country, as questionable as I have my own opinions on, this country at least said, we're gonna give you free money.
Oh, now matter of fact,
Moneybag Joe, man.
yeah. Because honestly, before we actually leave that subject, through this pandemic, us being the diaspora, as a part of you guys, been thankful that you're dealing with this on the western side of the hemisphere?
Wow. Whoa.
Or would you rather deal with this back home?
Hey, I'm gonna let Lokadish handle that question, man.
No, I would have rather been back home.
Okay.
Back home. One thing is like, if the world, and this is kind of dark, about as dark as his shades.
Drop a Kush bomb. Let's go. Let's go.
Dark shades.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Wow.
But if the world was gonna end,
Yes, sir.
I want to be with my people. I want to be back home.
Let's go.
I want to be eating mangoes, man.
Let's go.
I want to be eating yamachoma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that's how I personally felt.
Yes, sir.
But to the chagrin of many, if the world was to end, Africa would be the safest place to go.
Let's go,
You see every movie, guys. Like, y'all see when the world's ending, where do people go? Like, oh, let's run away to like. Right.
You see, I mean, that's a very, that's a strong statement, and I feel it, and I love that, man.
Yeah.
But Ochanda, my brother, man.
It's the same answer. And I want to say it's the same answer because we're going to move forward and we're here now. We're here and things are opening back up slowly
back
and
outside.
surely, right? And Africa is also doing the same thing.
Yes.
So I would love to be back in Africa. Now, my question is to you guys now, since we're here at this present moment in summer. I've graduated, by the way, at this moment. Graduate.
Drop a Kush bomb.
Yeah. So electrical contractors here in the Western Hemisphere, you holler at me. We'll have my
Big
information.
Ochanda.
You hit that email address that we'll have at the end of the show. You reach out to me. Again, I'm an electrical apprentice in my first year. So my question to you guys is, now that things are starting to open up and we're starting to be outside, where would be a place that you would like to go? We'll start off with you, Wardrobe William. Where would be a place that you are looking to go, planning to go, or you wish you could go once outside fully opens?
Kigali, Rwanda.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holla at me.
Yeah!
I'm ready.
Yeah!
I'm working on my Kirwanda. Is that you say Kirwanda, the language? I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on my Swahili. Mera here, you know, from Nyanza. I'm really trying to get on my Swahili thing so I can maneuver the way I need to maneuver.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you know, man, it's always back home for me, man. So Kush, where would you like to go?
For me, man, as cliche as it may sound, I actually just want to be within the land that I've been speaking about knowing for so long. I want to be within the land of Kush. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy? You got them Gordon Kong glasses on.
Hey, yo. At this point,
Drop a Kush bomb.
Drop a Kush
Drop
bomb.
a Kush
man.
bomb.
drop a Kush bomb for it's drop a Kush bomb.
My boy
Now-
Gordon cutting the cut.
All day. Now, like I said, as cliche as it may sound,
No, that's not cliche, man.
I have a little bit of knowledge of so many things that I really should be witnessing within my own eyes. You know,
There
what
we
I'm saying?
go.
So I really wish I could be back in my Wood County, back in Lunganchuk, back to Ayut, back to Nasser,
Yeah.
back to Pangak, back
Yo.
to Bentu.
Yeah.
Shout out to Upper
Yo.
Nile State.
You know?
State.
Yo.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to the
States.
all Upper Nile.
Yeah.
I really wish I could get a visualization
Yeah.
of everything
I mean,
that
all you gotta do is take them glasses off. You
So, with that being said,
Hey, I'm done.
With that being said, man, we could talk about the pandemic all
Yes,
day.
sir. Yes,
If
sir.
you guys at home have any questions
Yes.
for us, if you are an electrical contractor and you would like to get in touch with me,
got a program.
Ochanda, Gabano Koyo, if you have a service, a product, a program, an organization that dealt with the pandemic and its African peoples here in the diaspora and back home, reach out to us. Kush, how can they get in touch
Yes,
with
sir.
Kush Convos Podcast?
Yes, sir. First things first, before I let y'all know how to get a hold of us, I want to thank y'all
Whoop.
and let y'all know we appreciate you
Yeah.
for tuning in
Yeah.
or viewing the audio and visual escapade.
Yeah.
It's available on all audio streaming platforms, Kush Convos, and on YouTube, Kush Convos TV. Now, if you need to get a hold of us, please email us at kushconvos101@gmail.com. Also, Facebook, IG, Instagram, and Snapchat at Kush Convos. Please hit us up and we will respond. Thank y'all and tune in next time.
All I know is excellence. 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 Dedicated to my people who never had shit. I'm so smooth like it just a fabric.